Hey guys, happy Friday today. Jireh here. So, I'm going to be talking to you guys about responding in excellence today, guys. I had a situation that really challenged me and showed me that, I am growing and I am changing. And it was so beautiful, but it was so hurtful at the same time. And so, um, after assessing, the situation and everything that happened, and assessing myself and being aware of how I responded and what I did, I wrote down those practical steps because I was thinking, I was like, this is good, this is really good. A lot of times when we're growing, well, in our journey of growth, you're always going to be challenged with those things that are going to be a true testament to, like, are you truly becoming or are you faking? And I think that was, I think the Lord used that as, okay, are you truly becoming? And I was like, I was proud of myself because I was like, I passed that lap, I passed that lap. Um, but definitely responding in excellence, because that's what this growth journey is becoming a person of excellence, becoming a person that you yourself respect, that you honor, and then also making sure that it's truly sticking. It's not just something that you're doing for clout or for other people to see, but it's someone that who you are truly becoming. And so maybe I should give you guys a little story time of how I got here, got to these steps. I will. Okay. So, right now in my life, another area, I am taking control over every area in my life, you guys. Like, my finances, my well-being, my health, my personalities. I'm sorry. Just disregard that. My personality one. My personality, my spiritual life, just every area. Mastering that to the greatest that I can. And what my finances, more specifically, like, I'm budgeting, staying on track, and honoring the money is what I tell myself, because I want to be a queen of treasury. Because you know what, this is one thing that I do believe. I watched this, it wasn't a podcast, it was like a recording. It was Miles Monroe, and I think it was like the purpose of money, or I'll link it down below. But he was talking about how, like, money just doesn't come to people. Money flows to managers, Money is a tool. And, everything, in a sense, has, like, a spirit. And it flows to those people that it knows will spend it well, regardless of what it's on, And it doesn't necessarily need to be Christian people. It just needs to be people who know what to do with it, who know how to spend it, who are not going to hoard it and stuff, and who know how to manage it to increase. He, in a sense, it was like, basically increase the world, to keep the world moving. Money makes the world go round. But in my sense, I'm like, okay, I'm for the kingdom. So if I become a good money manager, if I become a good manager, money's going to flow to me and I'm going to increase the kingdom. That's my desire. And so in learning that, I got, my budget, blah, blah, whatever. And so from that, I owed someone some money. So I was like, okay, let me not just be like, oh, this is when I'm going to give it to them. Let me, let them know what's going on. So I reached out to this person, and I asked them, like, hey, can I send you this money on such and such date? And they say no. And I was like, okay, well, I can only send it to you on such and such date. First, I was being polite. They didn't like that. And so I was like, okay, well, I can only send it to you on such and such date, And then they just hung up in my face. They didn't say anything, so I was like, that was kind of rude. And immediately, you guys, I started getting hot and I was getting so mad. Okay, so one, I feel like hanging up in your face is kind of up there with like spitting in your face. Like, warranted. I in certain situations, if someone's like cussing you out or trying to argue with you or being belligerent or just being real childish and stupid, then hanging up in their face, it's like that would be the appropriate response to let them know, like, it's not going down in the DM like that. You know, like, we're not going to communicate like that. We're adults. If we can't communicate respectively, then no point. But I think when someone's just coming to you and they're being cordial or just asking for something and you don't like the outcome of that situation and you just hang up, I think that's a little disrespectful. And so I immediately, you guys, when this individual hung up on me, I immediately got mad and my mind was like thinking of calling them back and what I can say and texting all these things. And literally in that moment, I had to stop and pray and ask for the Lord, like, thank Him that I don't get offended, because that's just an attack of the enemies for me to get off track, to get off plan. Um, and so from that situation, assessing it and how I behaved and how I reacted, that's where I got these steps from, okay? So to me, this is what it means to respond in excellence, because when you get hurt, when you feel offended, when you feel unseen, a lot of times that is, it's the deeper rooted issue is from an insecurity, and it could be something that happened past relationship, past friendship, a parental type of thing, maybe childhood type of trauma or whatever, but it comes from a deeper insecurity. And even whenever we feel disrespected or I'm sorry, whenever we feel offended or hurt, I think that comes from a underline of, I'm not going to be disrespected, I'm not going to they're not going to talk to me like that, they're not going to treat me like that or whatever. And as I said, that could be from a trauma that you went through in your past. And maybe in your past you weren't able to respond the way that you wanted to, or you weren't able to say or do what you thought you wanted to do, or what you thought that person deserved. So now that has been like building up in you, and now when it happens again, you immediately revert back to like that same feeling of when you were younger. But now it's like, okay, I could respond this way, or I'm gonna show them who I am. But a lot of times your new response, or I would say your new action, is just stemming from that past hurt, and so these are in no particular order, you guys. I put number 5, like, pull from God's strength, but that was literally my number 1. When that happened, you guys, I started praying in tongues. I started praying in tongues and thanking the Lord for His strength, thanking Him that I do not get offended, thanking Him for who I am. Because definitely, when we get hurt and we want to hurt someone back, when someone hurts us, one, that's a reflection of who they are. If someone does anything that is disrespectful or misleading, that's a reflection of who they are as a person and where the work needs to be done within themselves, But if you in turn try to do anything on the same scale of making them feel bad, that's a reflection of who you are, And so number 1, I would say, whenever you feel hurt or offended or anything like that, pull from God's strength. Pray. Just pray, even if you have to say little affirmations, like, I know who I am. I know who I'm becoming. I'm a calm person. Even if you have to say affirmations, do what you need to do to keep your character intact. And then I would say my number 2 was be aware of the emotions that you're feeling. I had to assess, like, okay, why am I mad? You know, like, why am I feeling this way, you know? And mine came from like, okay, I'm trying to take care of my finances. This is what I could do right now. I'm trying to reach out to let you know this, that, and the other, and this is your response to that. You know, like I didn't, you know, so assess, um, assess why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, and feel that. You know, give your feelings validation, but then I would say remember who you are, you know, remember who you're becoming. We all know that we can act crazy, and we all know that we have acted crazy. You know, we all know that we've done things to hurt people's feelings. We've done things to lash out. If people in the past, you guys, so not proud of this, you know, but in the past, definitely, if someone hurt my feelings, I would want to try to hurt their feelings back too, you know, like put them in their place and all that crap. But it's like, what have you really achieved? You know, like you basically showed that you're cut from the same cloth. You're no better, you know, you're no greater. And in becoming a person of excellence, one thing I think we should definitely strive, one I can say for myself, is I strive to be an individual that my daughters would want to look up to and want to strive to become, you know, that my sons would be like, you know, I'm looking for a woman like, you know, who's caring and sweet and who knows how to control herself, who's emotionally intelligent like my mom, you know. I desire even my husband to be like, you know, I can trust her emotions, I can trust her actions. Even if I go off the handle and I get beside myself and I say something hurtful, I know she's not going to try to hurt me. You know, I know she's going to allow the Holy Spirit to work on me so that I can come back and grow as a man. You know, that's where my growth stems from. Like, being an individual who others can also be like, I'm influenced and motivated to change because of the high caliber in which you hold yourself at. And so remember who you are, remember what you're working towards. Don't let anybody take you out of your character or take you out of all the work that you've been doing, because we all know that if you truly are on a growth journey, it's a daily grind, you know, like there are no days off. You know how we'd be like, oh, we'll take Monday, Tuesday off of the gym. No, in a growth journey, you're always growing, because nothing can happen today, everything can pop off tomorrow. So you constantly have to be feeding your mind, feeding your eyes with the right things, feeding your ears with the right things. And I did put this one: have an accountability partner, or have someone who you're walking in love with, who knows who you used to be and who you're becoming, and who can, in a sense, talk sense back into you. I believe it was the Lord who allowed my mom to call me at the right time, because you guys, when that happened and I was thinking of all these mean things to text, like part of me was like praying, and the other part of me was my mind was racing with all these hurtful things, with all these hurtful things that I could say. And it was like the grace of God that he had my mom call in that instance. And so I think she kind of heard in my voice, and I was like letting her know what's going on. And she was like, honey, you know, this is just give God glory, because we both know how you could have reacted, how you would have reacted in the past, you know. But now, you know, like now you can say this is a testament to who he's molding you into, who he's changing you into. And you know, you passed this lap. And I was like, you're right. I did pass this lap, because blessed be to God's name. I did pass this lap. You know, so have somebody who you can talk to, who's gonna remind you of who you are, who's not just gonna be like, oh yeah, they're wrong, you're right, you need to let them know. You know, nobody needs friends like that. Like, we're trying to get better. You know, you want someone who is gonna step on your toes a little bit and let you know, like, even if you are wrong, like, you shouldn't have done that. And if you're about to do something, kind of hold you back so that you don't do that, or let you know where you are growing, because sometimes we need to hear that. Like, you're out here day to day doing everything, but sometimes you can't see it because you're constantly doing it, you know, you're constantly in it. And so that is literally what I did, you guys. So that's what I would tell to you. I think the number one thing is remembering who you are, you know, remembering what you're working towards, and remembering what goes around does come around, you know. I think when you're being honest and you're getting yourself right, you're getting your life right, you're definitely always going to be tested. I think you're going to be tested to truly see, like, you know, is this taking or is this not? Do you still need more work in this, you know? It's just like I would say, if you've ever played sports, you know, there's always tryouts before the big game. You know, there's always tryouts before you make the team, and then there's always practice before the big game, you know? And I think our life is basically a huge, like, we're preparing for like the huge Super Bowl. Nobody knows what their Super Bowl is, but your constant daily work is practice, you know. It's tryouts, it's all that stuff. And um the way that you hold yourself, the standard that you hold yourself to will be tested. You know, if you constantly say you want to be a person of excellence, that will be tested once in a while. If you say, you know, like, I'm gonna budget, all of a sudden everything is due. You know, all of a sudden, all, you know, it's gonna happen in every arena. So I would just say, take those, guys, listen to this video again, maybe write those down, and the next time you find yourself in a situation where you feel offended, you know, take a second, ask the Lord for strength, breathe, calm down, remember who you are. Maybe have somebody on speed dial. If they're not calling you, maybe you need to call them. But always remember what you're working towards, and don't let nobody take you outside of your character, because that's the only thing that you really have to hold on to. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, and even that other person is probably thinking about the situation and stuff like that, they could say, you know what, I reacted like this, but she held herself in this caliber. He held himself at this caliber, you know, and I respect that, you know. So be a person that others can respect, and that you influence and motivate others to change. I love you guys. Bye.